In this tutorial, we will create this object in AutoCAD 2023. This object looks somewhat complicated, but don't worry, I will teach you methods using which you will be able to create any complicated 3D object very easily. I request you to watch this complete tutorial to understand it perfectly. We release new videos every alternate Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. To receive new video notification, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Please also like and share this video. Let's start with this tutorial. At first we will do some settings. As this model is in millimeter, therefore click here and select AutoCAD If AutoCAD is not available here, you can also click here on Browse Templates, and from here you can select it and click on Open. Then to display 3D tools, click here on this gear icon and select 3D modeling. Then click here on Unsaved View and select SE Isometric. Then click here and click on Show UCS icon so that it will show that UCS icon on the left side. Then type UN for units, press enter. So here I am using millimeter as a unit and length is decimal and precision is 4 digits. So I will not make any changes. Click on cancel. When you have any complicated 3D object, don't try to create it as a whole object at a time rather than divide it and conquer it. So to create complicated 3D objects, you will have to divide them in simple formats. So we will divide this object in simple forms and then we will create it. So we will start with this backplate. So it is very simple. It has a height of 45, then thickness of 10, and this total length is this 50 plus this 19, that is 69. So to create that plate, we will use box command. Click here on box. Then you can specify first corner point anywhere, but I want to place it at 0 position. So I will type here 0, 0. Press enter, take your cursor away. Then specify thickness of 10, then press tab and specify length of 69, press enter, then zoom there, take your cursor on this side, specify height of 45, enter. So here this plate is created. Then next is to create this hole of dia 16, which has location of 18 from this horizontal line and location of 22 from this vertical line. So to create reference lines, take your cursor to this extract edges and click here on this arrow and click here on copy edges. Then select this line, press enter, specify base point, take your cursor on this side. Before that, make ortho mode on. Then take your cursor on this side, specify height of 18, enter. Then again click here on copy, select this line, press enter, specify base point, take your cursor on this side, then specify location of 22, enter, then click here on exit and again exit. Then we will need hole of 16 here. For that we will have to create one circle. So to create circle, click here on circle, then take your cursor here. So here you will see that rectangle is shown in blue color. The meaning of this rectangle shown in blue color is that your dynamic UCS is on and your UCS will be oriented automatically to match with this surface. To view it perfectly, we will change our visual style. So click here on 2D wireframe and click here on shaded with edges. Then again if we click here on circle and if we take our cursor here, you will see that this face is highlighted with blue color. If at your end it is not showing in blue color, that means your dynamic UCS is turned off. So to make it on, we will see how to do that. Now dynamic UCS is not visible here. To make it visible, click here on these 3 lines, customization, and click here on dynamic UCS. Click outside. So here dynamic UCS is shown. By clicking on it, you can turn it off or turn it on. As it is highlighted by blue color, that means it is on. Then take your cursor on these lines. Once intersection is shown, click there. Take your cursor away. Then as diameter is 16, that means radius will be 8. Enter. Then remove these lines. For that type E, press enter and select these lines and press enter. Then to create hole, click here on press pull. Then take your cursor inside this circle. Once it is highlighted with blue color, click there. Take your cursor inside. Specify thickness of 10. Enter. Then press escape. So here this plate is perfectly created. Then next is to create this portion. This portion is somewhat complicated. So what we will do, we will divide this portion in two parts. So we will create this sketch and we will convert that sketch into 3D. So that way it will be very simple. So for that we will work out dimensions. So we will need this complete length. So we know that this length is 50 plus 19, that is 69. Then we will need this length. Now this total length is 100 from this point to this point. So to work out this length, we will have to subtract this thickness of 10, then this gap of 12 and this gap from this point to this vertical line. Now as this radius is 5 and this gap is 10, that means this radius will be 15. That is this 10 plus this 5. That means this length will be 15. That means to work out this length, we will have to subtract 12 plus 15 plus 10 from 100. That means 10 plus 15 plus 12, 37. And this 100 minus this 37 will become 63. So length of this line will be 63. Then this length is 38. And again this length will be 63. Then this radius is 31. Just pan it here and make your screen empty. Then click here on line. Then specify first point here. Take your cursor on this side. Specify 69. Enter. Take your cursor on this side. 63. Enter. Then on this side 38. Enter. Then take your cursor on this side. You can click anywhere. Suppose I will click here at this 52 length point. Then press enter. Then I will create here fillet. For that click here on fillet. Then click here on radius. Then specify radius of 31. Press enter. Then select this line and this line. Then we will create one line here. For that click here on line. Then click here on this end point and this end point. Then press enter. Then to convert this into 3D, click here on press pull. Then take your cursor inside this shape. Once it becomes blue, click there. Take your cursor on this side, specify thickness of 10, enter and press escape. So here this shape is perfectly ready. Then next is to create this shape. Now here we know that this length is 15 because this radius is 15. Then we will have to work out this height. Now here we have this height of 75. So to work out this height, we will have to subtract this height from this 75. Now this is 45 minus this 10. That means this height will be 35. And this 75 minus this 35. That means this height will be 40. Then we know that this thickness is 10. This radius is 5 and this radius is 15. Then we will have to create this shape on this face. So to work on this face, you have to use front UCS. At first we will make our screen empty. If your screen is empty, then it becomes easy to press pull. At first we will change our UCS. So click here, click on front. So here our XY plane is vertical. Then click here on line. Specify first point, take your cursor on this side, then 15, enter, take your cursor below, then 40, enter, then take your cursor on this side, then 10, enter, enter. Then we will need one fillet here. For that, click here on fillet, then click here on radius, specify radius of 15, enter, then select this line and this line. Then we will have to offset it. For that, we will convert these two objects into single object. To convert them into single object, click here on modify and click here on join. Then select both the objects and press enter. Then click here on offset. Then specify gap of 10, enter. Then select this object. Take your cursor on this side, zoom there so that it will refresh and click and press escape. Then we will need one line here. For that, again click here on line. Then click here on this endpoint and this endpoint. Press enter. Then thickness of this object is 38. Then to convert this into 3D, click here on press pull. Take your cursor inside this shape. Once it becomes blue, click there. Take your cursor on this side, specify 38, enter, press escape. So this object is also ready. Then we will place this object on this object. For that we will move it. So you can directly type M for move, press enter, select this object, press enter, then click here on this endpoint and this endpoint. Then remove this object, E, enter, select this object, enter. Then I will turn this grid lines off. For that, click here on grid mode. Then again we will move this, type M, enter, select this object, enter. Then base point will be this endpoint, click there and click here on this endpoint. So here this object has been placed perfectly. I don't want this dot, E, enter, select it, enter. Then next is to create this horizontal cylinder of 38 outside diameter and which have hole of 16 diameter, and thickness of this cylinder is 25. And to work on this face we will have to use right UCS. That means to work on this side of faces you have to use right UCS, and to work on this face or this face or this face you will have to use front UCS. So for this we will change our UCS to right. Again make your screen empty by panning it. Then click here, click on right. So here our XY plane is parallel to our required plane. Then type C for circle, press enter, specify center point, take your cursor away, diameter is 38, that means radius is 19, enter, again enter, then take your cursor on this circle, click, then again diameter is 16, that means radius is 8, enter, zoom there. Then click here on press pull, take your cursor inside, click, take your cursor on this side, 25, enter, press escape. Then this cylinder is located at the gap of 12 from this face. So we will move this cylinder, type M, enter, select this object, enter, then base point will be the center point, click there and place it at this midpoint. So click here on this midpoint. Then we want it to project outside by distance of 12. So press enter to repeat last command, then select this object, enter, specify base point, take your cursor on this side, 12, enter. Then remove this object, E, enter, select this object, enter. So here it has been placed perfectly. Then next is to create this object. Now this bottom shape is same as per this shape. So what we will do, we will copy this shape. Then this thickness is 10, this thickness is also 10 and this radius is 25. Now these are separate objects. So to copy them properly, we will connect them. So for that, click here on solid union, then select this object and this object. Press enter. Then click here on copy edges, then select this line this line. Now here it is not selecting this line, it is giving error, a 3D solid must be selected. So there may be that 2D line which we used to create this shape. So we will leave that line, we will select this arc and this vertical line. Then press enter, specify base point, pan it on the side, take it in empty space, make ortho mode off and click here and click on exit. Then we will create that line manually. So before that, actually we will need this shape on the front plane. So what we will do, we will just undo it. Then we will change our plane to front. For that, click here and click here on front so that our UCS will align with this face. Then again click here on copy edges, then select this edge, then this arc and this line. And we know that we cannot select this line. So we will leave it, enter, then specify base point, then take it in empty space and click, press escape. Then we will create this line manually. Type L for line, press enter, then click here on this end point and this end point, press enter. Then we have thickness of 10 on this side. So to offset this shape, at first we will connect this shape. Type J for join, press enter, then select these objects, press enter. Type O for offset, press enter. Specify distance of 10, 10 is already there, press enter. Then select this object, take your cursor on this side and click, press escape. Then here we want fillet of 25. So type F for fillet, press enter. Then click here on radius, specify radius of 25, enter. Then select this line and this line. Now here it is giving error, no valid fillet with radius 25. So press escape. Now here it is happening because length of this line is exactly 25. So what we will do, just click on this line, then click on this grip, take your cursor on this side and click and press escape. So we have increased length of this line. Again we will try fillet, click here on fillet, then click here on radius, 25 is already there, press enter, then select this line and this line. Then I don't want this extra line, so type E, enter, select this line, enter. Then we will create one vertical line, type L, enter, click here on this end point and this end point, press enter. Then again press enter to repeat line command, click on this end point and this end point, enter. Then to convert this shape into 3D, again click here on press pull, then take your cursor inside this shape. Now here it is not press pulling it, so press escape. So what we will do, we will use extrude command. So for extrude, this object need to be a single object. So to convert this object into single object, type J for join, press enter, then select these objects, press enter. So here this object is converted into single object. Then click here on extrude, then select this object, press enter, take your cursor on this side, then 10, enter. So here this shape is created. Then we will move it and place it here. So here location of this shape is 19 from this vertical line. So we will create that reference line. So for that, click here on copy edges, then select this line, enter, specify base point, take your cursor on this side, 19, enter, press escape. Type M for move, press enter, select this object, press enter, then click here on this midpoint, zoom minus, zoom there and click here on this endpoint. So here this object is placed perfectly. For orbit, press shift, press middle mouse button and drag the mouse. So here this is ready. Only problem is these shapes inside this hole. So we will have to clear them. So to clear them we will use press pull command. Now these are separate objects. So at first what we will have to do, we will have to union them, then only it will be cut properly. So click here on solid union, and select all these objects, press enter. Then press pull from this side because from other side that portion is smaller. So just zoom there, click here on press pull, then select this object, then just orbit it, zoom minus, take it out and click, press escape. So here you will see that hole is created perfectly. Then to change color, just double click on object, then click here, again click here, then click here on select color and choose your desired color. Click on OK, press escape. So here this object is ready, but some lines are visible. So to remove those lines, type M, enter, select this object, enter, specify base point, take it away, click and remove these objects. Type E, enter, select these objects, enter. This object is perfectly ready. So please tell me in comments, was you able to make it properly, and do you have the confidence so that you will be able to make any complicated objects very easily. Please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We will again meet in next tutorial.